First guy on our stage here is a photographer who specializes in vineyard and estate weddings in wine country along the California coast. He has an associate team of 5 photographers, and he's been shooting since film was king back in 1997. I thought for a minute he shot the king, but no. Since 2007, Mike Larson has been speaking in 12 countries across the world to photographers and small businesses between surf sessions and hanging out with his new baby. Welcome, Mike Larson.
Hello. I'm excited to be here. That was amazing. Predicting such an amazing speech. I want to talk about character today. This is a passion of mine that's really close to my heart because having done business for 13 years, I've made mistakes and I've learned a lot of things. And I've realized the most important thing for us is to take inventory of who we are. Because how do we know where we grow? How do we know what are the next steps if we don't take an honest assessment of who we are? Sometimes this means we have to look in the mirror. That mirror may be a friend's voice. That mirror may be a parent or a mentor. And asking ourselves, what are the things that impact our character, who we are? Because these things are so much more important than whether you make 5 or 6 figures. These are the elements who make up who we are. These are the elements of the things that impact people during our first impressions of relationships. Think about the first time you met the person you were going to marry. Who are you? Who do you want to be? And when we sit there and we see the impression, we realize, gosh, there's more that I want to be. And oftentimes in our business, this becomes our brand. It becomes how we're recognized. It becomes how we're distinguished. It's our uniqueness that separates us. And this, I believe, is so important. The trials in my life, the fires that have tested me, I feel like is what grows me. And I've heard it been said that it's not the trial that breaks you. It's the trial that reveals in us what we need to do. And I liken it to refining gold. A goldsmith, when he wants to purify gold, he heats it up and then scrapes off the dross of the top so that gold becomes pure. And that's what trials do in our life. If we allow them to grow us and let them become that person we want to be, do we have a to-do list or a to-be list? And I think this is really important because if we're focused too much on tasks, what does it matter if I finish my taxes and I got all these things done, but I let my family down? I let my wife down. I wasn't there for my kid. I wasn't there to love them. They don't care whether I'm a rock star to 1 million people or a rock star to my kid. What's most important is loving others, is spending time and letting that actually represent in our actions, because our actions should speak louder than our words. And if you look at a 2-year-old, we were all 2. How many of you guys were 2 at one time? 2-year-olds, it's all about them. Me, 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 me. And sometimes we do that in our life, in our business, in the Twitter world or whatever, Facebook. It's all about me and me and me and me and me. And I think about the stores that I walk into the shop. How many of you guys shop? Some of you guys are lying. When we shop, we go into and we see the merchandising. This is the display of who the store is. All these things. That's what we are when we walk around. We have to see ourselves in every opportunity we're demonstrating our character with everything that we do. And therefore, trust is the most important thing, because if you don't have trust, it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do. And that's why transparency is important, because how many of you guys have mentors in your life? I highly recommend everyone have a mentor. But we shouldn't try to impress our mentors, should we? How do we grow if we try to impress everyone? Then everyone thinks we're awesome. And then who wants to hang around someone who thinks they're awesome all the time? So transparency is important. And accountability. We have to have friends that can tell us, hey, Mike, that wasn't cool. And I need to be able to be humble enough to respect that and to listen to it. Because the currency of our character is the most important thing in our life. Because if we don't have character, it doesn't matter how much money we make. It doesn't matter. The things that are most important in life is who we are and who we're becoming. And beware. I know we've all fallen into pitfalls of things that hinder us. Trying to keep up with the Joneses or the Joneses business. And a lot of these things can hinder us from becoming that person. And I've gone through seasons of my life where I forget the most important things. And I need to be reminded. Reminded of the ingredients of my character. And I'm inspired by my wife. She makes me a better person. Because I see in her, and for those of you who know Rachel Larson, she's changed my life. Along with my God and what I am. And I realize in 2111, It's not going to matter what kind of car I drove. It's not going to matter how big my bank account was or how many Twitter followers I had. It doesn't matter what house I lived in. What matters is how I treated other people, the servant that I was, how I'd made people feel loved. And the coolest thing that I tell my team is who you are in your business, who you are in your personal life will affect who you are in business. And who you are in business will affect your person. You can't flick a switch and be a different person when you walk into work. So I want to leave you guys with this today. Your character, let your character speak louder than your words about you. Let other people talk about you and not ourselves. And guys, it's such a fun ride when you look back 5 years from now and just think, gosh, I'm so glad of that person I've become, and all the things that are on my to-do list don't matter as much. Thank you.